opinions on a podcast with Junior and Mase.
Good evening. We're here. Opinions on with Junior and Mase. How you doing?
What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. It's a Wednesday, which is kind of weird for me. I'm usually, trying to do this on the weekends.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't able to see each other this past April 1st for April Fool's Day. Did you and the fam get to do anything?
No.
What?
No.
Have you ever had like an experience where like your mom played a trick on you and your brother at all?
I mean, we probably did. I don't remember because it was nothing crazy.
Oh my
If we did
gosh.
something crazy, well, Meadow would say something to me like, "Oh, Dad, there's a bear outside." April Fools.
April
I'm
Fools.
like, oh,
It's a chicken.
You got me.
I mean,
sweetie.
my
You got
mom
me
used to
good.
get me all the time, Mace.
Yeah.
She used to be like, we'd come home from school sometimes and she'd be like, "Oh, my boy, guys, get in here, get in the house." We're like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Buddy, a dog had kittens, had a litter of kittens."
Oh.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. And I'm like, "Oh my
Nice.
God, I got to see these litter of kittens." I'd run over there and I'd be like, "Mom, there's no kitten." She's like, "April Fools." Like, and a lot of times, like,
Plus it's a dog.
I
So
was
they're
so
not having
gullible.
kittens, man.
Mace, I was
Come
so
on.
gullible.
Come on.
Well, the one year, I was like, it was a couple days
Uh.
afterwards, I ended up playing my own April Fools on her. I ran into the home, my house, through the back door in front of my brother.
Okay.
And I go, Mom, John got hit by a car.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's a tough
Awful.
April Fool's joke,
Awful.
man.
I ran in there and she runs out the front door and I'm like, "April Fools." And she was livid.
Yeah.
She just put her head down and just like, "Jeff."
Oh, dude, I would have been pissed.
She was, "Jeffrey, that is not funny." She started crying, Mace. Jeffrey? She just started crying. I was like, "Oh my God, I never again will I do an April Fool's." Now I usually do April Fool's with my kids. It's like I'll put my underwear in their drawers
Oh, nice.
and take all theirs out.
Oh.
Um,
So you're like the leprechaun, dude.
I'm mischievous. That's
Well,
my
see,
April Fool's.
You go hard on April Fools then.
I used to until like I made my
pretty
mom
good.
cry. And
Do you ever
No.
do anything to your wife?
MC, my wife, no way.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
She loves control. April Fools. If I ever came and did an April Fools to her, she would probably give me the big old D.
Yeah.
And that's a divorce. No, not what
Yeah.
everybody's thinking. It's
Well,
yeah, I would be gone.
I can't play practical jokes on my wife either.
Why?
No way. No, she doesn't like practical jokes. I
Oh,
can't
no
joke.
way.
I can't joke. Nope.
Oh my gosh,
Nope.
that's awful.
I've always said, you're like a delicate little orchid, and all your petals are just falling off.
Oh my gosh. Well, like
Yeah,
speaking
she's not a
of that,
big joke. She doesn't
no,
like being-
I mean, what are some of the ways you approach your relationship and like have approached dating in the past? Like one of my key things that I have is communication. Like I always speak like, "Oh my God, the better communicating me and my partner or the person I was dating was, the better relationship we would have." Like, what are some of your like core values when it came to having a solid relationship? Obviously, it's not playing pranks on one another.
Well, you past dating?
Anything. Yeah.
Well, past dating, I wasn't worried about.
Well, what were you worried about when you were younger then? When you first started dating?
When I first started dating,
Yeah.
dude, I was just happy I had a girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool."
Well, how old? How old were you?
Like my first actual girlfriend?
Of course.
Probably high school. I think.
Sophomore,
No, I think freshman year.
freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year.
So
I
you're
had
14,
Yeah, I had a girlfriend.
13, somewhere
And,
around there.
But those, your high school stuff is like 3 months,
Right.
4 months, 6 months, maybe, if you can make it that long. It's
Right.
there's just too much going on in high school to worry about, just the same girl all the time. I mean, my graduating class had 500 some kids in it.
Right.
So, competition was tough.
There was a lot of guys jockeying for a little bit of girl. Like,
Yeah.
what are some of the values you looked for in a girl then? Like, what attracted you to girlfriends in the past?
Girlfriends in the past, probably just, I was big in like the punk rock metal scene. So
Okay.
like, if anybody had like that weird, like Avril Lavigne edge to them,
Oh my
I
God.
kind of like that a little bit. I used
I
to.
am a skater boy.
Well, those are just, just fun little high school.
Oh, so you like the
relationships.
girls with the heavy makeup?
No,
Like the heavy no.
no, the heavy makeup. No,
Oh,
I don't
I'm
think
just-
I've ever dated anybody with.
Oh,
heavy
come
makeup.
on! Never one time
No,
heavy
no,
makeup.
it's hard. It's hard to remember, but no, just like because I always was like, I would always have like little jokes. They laugh at them and stuff like that. Like that made me feel good.
I mean, a lot of times that was my thing too, and like feeling appreciated, acceptance,
Yeah.
especially in high school. Like that's you look for friends like that who accept you into the little circle. Like sometimes with me, I was like that corny, like Casey and JoJo back in the day.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dude, yeah.
Wow.
I liked Casey and JoJo like singing and
Probably like Ja Rule too.
oh yeah. Ja Rule, come on. And like that kind of that like romance, especially when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't interested in girls. I wasn't. Like it was something my dad kind of was like, you know what you need to start doing? Dating.
Yeah.
You need to start dating. And I was like, oh man, I'm really into basketball, watching Dragon Ball Z.
You're into sports stuff. The girls are just not.
Mase, I
into
was
at
still
that
building
age.
forts down by the river.
Yeah.
Like literally building forts and trying to make boats to float down the river. And then eventually I was like, all my friends started dating. I'm like, I might as well try it.
Yeah.
Like I might as well see what's out there for me.
I think through that first like high school, maybe freshman, sophomore year dating thing, like I was always big into fishing.
Right.
And right by my grandparents' house, we had a dam that we fished at all the time. So like any girlfriend I was dating at that time, I'm like, oh, we're going night fishing tonight. Like they probably hated it, but that's just what I did though.
Go
And,
night
like,
fishing.
like my whole thing is like, I just always like these are the things I like and I don't want
Right.
to stop doing them. Because you don't want me to or something like that, like, and then as you develop into like a stronger relationship, like me and my wife have, it's different. It's,
Here
it's give and take then.
Here are the things. So like, I love the fact you said give and take, because I think one of the main core things that relationships need is balance of give and take.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to be able to have your partner take on responsibility when you can't, when you want to have that individuality, you call it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you love playing in a band.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So a lot of times your partner has to be able to be like, you know what, this is what Mase needs. He needs this to be himself. He needs this to be able to enjoy his life. And actually that I bet that enhances your relationship with your partner.
I mean, it does for me.
Right. It should.
I mean, she's all hands on deck.
Right.
When because I have a lot of hobbies. I do have a lot of hobbies.
Right.
And, and it's sometimes it's obviously harder when you have kids.
Right.
Because then it's,
What are some of her hobbies then? Other than taking care of kids?
She loves being a mom, dude.
Loves being a mom?
Loves being a mom. But
Well, she also comes up with a lot of like
fun stuff.
fun things to do for the kids,
Oh
and
my
they're
God.
out there. And I know she is in the education field, so a lot of times like she incorporates what she has in her classroom with her own children, right?
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
your own family.
And she absolutely kills it.
Right. So like
She
that
does a great job with it.
I mean, even today, like literally I went upstairs and my wife is like, oh, look at this picture of Mace's kid. She decided that she's having a bad hair day
Oh, yeah.
and she's going to
Yeah.
wear a hood all day up in the classroom because of her bad hair day.
Dude, that was a tough drop off this morning.
I mean, that's
I brought her to school.
right.
She's pulling her hands through her hair. Usually she wears a headband. Like she has like the kitty ear headbands. And she didn't wear one today.
Right.
And she was brushing her hair this morning.
Right.
But when we got to school, she ran her hair through her hands through her hair. And she's like, I have a knot. Freaked out.
This is
totally
not
freaked
okay.
out. No, she didn't want to go in. And I'm just cracking up. Her teacher was like, you were way too young to be worried about your hair.
Well, have you
know?
ever had to comb out a knot?
Oh, yeah. Look at
They must hurt.
Well, my oldest, Meadow, her hair is so curly.
Right.
So we do bath time, dude. Like, she hates when I comb her hair because I've never done that. I've never
Right.
combed and like I never combed my hair. I just get a haircut, and I gel it up a little bit and go.
If you can't see, Mace is rocking the straight up like
Ball cap.
I mean, ball cap right now, but underneath that ball cap lies a probably less than a quarter inch.
No, I need a haircut.
Oh,
now.
let me
I
see
do.
it.
No,
Take your hat
come
off.
on. All right.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
Yeah, it's too much.
Wow.
More hair.
Why don't you do what I do? Why don't you why don't you slick that bad boy up?
I do when I go out or something.
No,
I've
seen you
church.
I've seen you on special occasions sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you're doing it well.
Dude, sometimes I'll dress up. I'll wear
So,
a button up.
So also too, so like your relationship that you have now with your wife, what is that flexibility and adapting to change that you guys do other than kids? Because we could talk about adapting to change with kids all the time. What about in your own relationship? Do you guys ever have that sporadic, like, we need a night to ourselves. We need to be able to get out there, have dinner with each other, just make a night with each other?
I mean, not really. I mean, we really just, man, we hang out with our kids so much, and like, you know, just everything right now in life, because it's ages 1 to 5 is kids. So like when we go out, like say we go out to dinner or something like that, we actually have some sitters, and, you know, grandparents are watching the kids or something, and we go out to dinner. We're like, you know, we have a great time. We're excited to go out and like finish a meal. Like, oh my God, I haven't done this in forever. And, you know, we're looking at each other, and then it's kind of like we start looking at the clock, like, I got to get out of here.
It's time to go.
You know, it's time to go.
I think it's different when you get older, right?
Yeah.
And the kids get a little bit older, and you're able to get out there and do more stuff.
Yeah. What about you? How does it work with you?
No. I mean, we try to do once a month, at least get out there and do a date night.
Yeah.
Goes in ebbs and flows, especially if there's like birthdays and stuff like that. It seems like the grandparents will offer up services a lot more around birthdays and stuff like that, and special occasions. So
for sure.
It's hit or miss. And to be honest with you, I think a lot has changed with me and my wife's relationship, where we're not into the same things where we were attracted to each other before.
Right.
Like we used to watch the same programs on TV, and now it's kind of like we making time for one another. It's hard. I mean, the kids want to watch something on TV, and we tried to watch Ozark.
Okay.
I got into it.
Yeah.
I wanted to finish it. I tried to get into it was a vampire show on HBO. It was True Blood.
True Blood. Yeah.
We tried to get into that. We didn't even finish the guy that makes crack rocks in the desert.
Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Love that.
We didn't get to finish that.
Yeah.
So there's
but before this, you used to.
All the time. We used to watch
what I'm saying,
Ice Road Truckers. We used to go out to movies.
Yeah.
And she would allow me. This is what I loved about her. MC. I'm going to call her MC.
MC.
I loved it about her because she would go watch Wolverine with me.
Okay.
She watched Logan with me. She was pregnant. She was so pregnant. She's like, Jeff, you've been dying to see this movie. I was like, are you serious? You're going to go to Logan? She was like, dude, it was hot. She dripping sweat. Like, she just rolled up there like a champ she was. And we watched Logan. I loved it. Like, that made me fall so deep in love with her because of the fact, like, she would sacrifice everything.
Oh, yeah.
To go do that for me.
That's awesome.
And I was like, this is amazing. Also, too, back in the day, we used to even golf with each other. She was totally into golfing. We were in dating mode. Dating mode, and I would take off of work early. We'd hit 18 together.
Hey, let me pick you up
on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like tonight, like we would just go out there and just ride in the cart with one another, drink some beers, and like hit balls.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
That's cool.
I mean, it still is amazing in a different way, but back then, that's when the courtship. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
trying to court somebody, looking your best.
Yep, still
not farting, not burping.
Yeah.
You try to make food. I mean, like we were into cooking.
Dude, I still don't fart, bro.
Are you?
Nope. Not around my girl.
I don't really fart.
Not around my girl, dude. I don't do that. Nope. No way.
Oh, they rip them.
And she'd probably get pissed.
They rip. What do you? If you did it?
Yeah, she'd probably get pissed. I think.
Wait. And she would do what to you? What would she do to you if you ripped on? What would she do to you?
She'd probably get up.
She backhand you.
She'd be like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah. You serious right now?
Yeah.
My kids fart all the time.
Probably get out of the room, man. Be like, what was wrong with you? You know.
Like it probably smells like farts in this house right now because we made Brussels sprouts.
Oh, is that what that was? When I walked in, I was like, damn, somebody had a stomachache or something.
Dumped in here. Someone dumped on the second floor. No, that was Brussels sprouts. And again, that's another thing she does. I was going through Trader Joe's. I'm like, oh my God, this shredded Brussels sprout looks delicious. She's like, I'll make that for you. And I'm like,
pick it up. That's great, man.
What?
That's really cool.
What? Yeah. So like those things, like, again, that balance and take, right?
Well, it's a big difference from when you're young and you're in love and you
Right.
start dating, you're doing everything together.
Right.
You may not like it, but you know, internally you may not like it, but you actually do like it
Right.
because they like it. And
Yep.
you like, yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah. I'll pick you up. You know, my whole thing, like pre my wife, like other relationships that I've had, I've always been like a really needy person.
Well, most men are.
Yeah. But
Well,
like,
how needy?
you know, like if I didn't hear from them in a certain amount of time, I'd be like, hey, everything cool.
Right.
You know, are you okay?
Something wrong.
Like that kind of stuff, dude. Like, and like my a lot of my friends were older than me. So they were always like, dude, you got to stop doing that. You know, you can't, don't text them that. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. You know, like I just figured we're dating. Like, why aren't you answering me? It's kind of weird. You know, I haven't heard from you in a couple hours.
Right.
It's kind of strange.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And then your anxiety started, like I had anxiety issues, you know, with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, no. Because after I started working that out, like, and as soon as I started like dating my wife now, like I had, those issues were gone. Like, and it was more of like, hey, I gotta wash my truck.
Right.
I'll give you a call in a little while.
Right.
You know, and you just become a man.
Well, that's
instead of a boy.
I honestly
you know?
too
Like,
think those are essential building blocks to relationships: honesty and trust.
yeah.
So after a while with your wife, right, you built
Exactly.
that honesty, you build up that trust barrier.
Mhm.
That in the beginning of relationships, it's tough to build it and
It is.
trust. Like if you've been burnt in the past, the baggage carries on.
Yeah.
Like you think about that. I've been burnt this way. I got cheated on like this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had a girlfriend one time. I was 4 years, man. Just good man. I was a good boy through college. Good boy. I didn't do anything with anybody else. I had eyes just for her.
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She went away to travel abroad, all this stuff. Did her thing, trusted her. I was like, she's a good one. She might be the one for me. I'll give her this. She comes back, doesn't want to be with me. I was like, that's fine. Let's take a separation.
Yeah.
Take the separation, like 4 or 6 months, whatever. I might be smoshing the time here,
Right,
but
right.
anyway, she comes back
It's
6
probably
months
like-
later, and she's like, we're in my apartment, and she's like, I got something to tell you, and I'm like,
Oh, you knew it.
what's up?
Yeah.
And she's like, and not only like did she not spring it on me, she's like, it was a dark night with stars out and probably full moon. He lit a fire on a
Oh.
bearskin rug.
Damn.
I was dressed. I was like, so what,
Bearskin rug?
what's going on? What are you talking about? She's like, me and him, we slept together
On a bearskin rug?
on a one night stand.
Damn.
And Mase, I swear to you, like my heart crumbled into pieces. I've
Oh.
never hurt so bad. And honestly, I
Damn.
stayed with her for a little bit after that.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, man.
We were broken
Yeah.
up, and like I
Oh,
was stupid.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
like
you know.
love is blinding at times, and then
It is.
it's earth shattering at the same time.
one on earth. I'll never find another.
I fucked him on a bearskin rug, and I'm like,
Damn. That's hard.
as she lays in my bed,
dude.
as she lays in my bed, and I was just like,
Yeah.
and I've had issues with that kind of thing ever since.
Yeah. Well,
Big
okay.
time. So like even with my current wife, she would travel all the time, and I always had deep down inside, I never said it because I'm a man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to show
I'm not
weakness to
I'm not
anybody.
worried about this.
I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Everybody around me is like, she's popping bottles in the hot tub,
Oh, yeah.
shaking it
Okay.
up. She's
Yeah.
doing this, doing that, and I'm like, I'm not worried.
You're like, fuck you guys.
Deep down inside, I was quaking.
Yeah.
I was
oh,
like,
really?
if there's a
Okay.
bare fucking skin rug anywhere around her,
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Damn, dude. I never look at a bearskin rug the same way now.
Mace, me neither.
Damn.
Like me neither. Like, and two, for some weird reason, my trust with girls, women, whatever you want to call it, was shattered at that point. And with my current wife, that's something I regained over many years.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I was gonna. Again, I was probably like 23, 24, and I didn't think I was gonna recuperate from that.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be a single man for a while. I went on a rampage after that.
Did you?
After I broke up with her.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't have closeness with somebody for 6 months, but I was on the mend. I was
Yeah.
like trying to heal myself through alcohol dancing,
Damn.
partying,
Oh,
going
yeah.
ham sandwich. Like
Living that single life.
oh my
you know?
God. But I wasn't. I was, again, that was,
It's like you're living a single life, but there's always, it's in the back of your head.
oh, I was scared.
Like, somebody's going to walk
I was
in,
scared when
I'm
you
just gonna
make
keep
yourself
going.
so vulnerable to the point, especially like how I proposed to my wife.
Mhm.
Like I was scared shitless because of the
Oh, yeah.
fact,
Yeah.
the fact that I was 95% sure she was going to say no.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. We went to Maine and I had the ring in my pocket the entire time, and I didn't talk to her. Like I was weird. I was acting so
I know
weird.
exactly what you're saying.
And we went out to dinner. We got some fish and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm looking straight ahead. I'm like, "Should I do it here? Should I do it there? What do I do?" Because I didn't have a game plan.
Right.
So then we went back we were staying at this rose garden, like this sweet little bed and breakfast place with this huge rose garden. So I'm like, I'm gonna propose at the rose garden.
Nice.
So I got down and I held out the ring and I go, "MC, I love you," and did my whole spiel. I'm like, "Will you marry me?" And she goes, "Did you talk to anybody in my family?"
Nice.
And I was like, "What?"
It's not the response I was expecting.
She took the ring.
Yep.
She got on the phone.
Okay.
And I think she said maybe yes or no, maybe so.
Okay.
I don't even know what
So
she said.
you were waiting for your response.
She just took the ring and walked out of the room.
Oh my God, it's terrifying. Yeah, you're probably sweating.
I had no clue. And I mean, like usually you celebrate that night.
Yeah. But did you talk to anybody in the family?
Nobody.
You didn't talk to anybody?
Nobody. I talked to nobody.
Oh my God. You didn't ask anybody?
I just all of a sudden I was just like, I'm gonna propose to her this weekend.
Oh, that's risky, dude.
And the worst thing about it was the fact that I didn't know the type of ring she wanted.
Okay.
So like I played March Madness. This is gonna sound horrible. I played March Madness and I won the brackets and I won a little bit of money. And I'm like, this is the perfect time to buy a ring for my wife or the girl I'm dating. And next thing you know, I was like, I'm doing it this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pop the question. I didn't even tell my parents.
Right.
I'm like, I'm just going to do this.
You just went. Wow,
I went
off
in.
the wall.
Well, just like this podcast, just like everything I do in life.
Yeah.
When I get excited about something, and I'm like,
I'm fucking doing it.
I'm taking a leap. I'm taking a leap of faith. If I crash and burn, so be it.
Good for you, man.
I think my hair's turning white.
Listen, man, it worked out. You're married now.
I know.
So, obviously, she said yeah. It's so funny because
she married me.
Yeah. Well,
she married this guy.
There you go. You guys got a great life. I mean, dude, I took my wife. I'm going to call her MC2.
Nice.
There you go.
MC2.
MC2.
Yeah. Since she's smaller.
Took MC2. We used to do mountain rides on the 4-wheeler, and on her property where her mom lives, and we would ride up the mountain trail and get all the way up to the top. And it's just a beautiful view up there. Yeah, I know you've been up there. So
yeah.
The view looks
I've seen fireworks from Easton, PA over there.
I worked all winter long that year at my job, and I just saved every penny because they paid me a little and then saved, like I banked my hours that year. So I would work a little bit, get paid. So I had some income throughout the week.
Right.
And then I banked most of those hours. So when it came time around like May to get that money, I got it. And I had a nice chunk. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a ring.
Right.
Now, MC2, my wife, she is she is very like, she doesn't need anything. She doesn't need anything extraordinary. She's happy. She's happy with basic stuff. She doesn't need anything. So I knew like ring wise, I'm going to be fine. No matter what kind of ring I get, I know it's going to be fine. And, I got a nice one or whatever, but like, so I had it. I had it for like a couple months and I waited until the fall. And I was like, oh, let's go on a mountain trail ride. So this is a normal thing, just not thinking anything of it. And I called my brother and I'm like, hey man, I need you up on that mountain. My brother, Jaron.
Right.
I needed him up on that mountain in a ghillie suit, hiding in the woods. Yeah, just big leafy suit. And he laid in the woods. He brought a lot of beer with him. I think he drank probably half of the 12-pack waiting for us to get up here. But I was like, when I do this, I want you to take pictures because I know she's going to want pictures of this. You know how our wives are. Pictures,
yeah.
pictures.
Heck
so I'm like, all right. So I had it all done up right. And you couldn't see my brother at all. He was invisible.
Because he was Gillian.
Oh, yeah. And I get up there, dude, and same thing. I start getting all weird. I stop talking. We're sitting on a picnic bench. She's just like looking around. And I look at her and I go, "Why these the trees are like real yellow, huh?" And she looks at me. She's like, "What are you talking about?"
Is that code?
And I'm like, "I don't know. It's just
Did you put a hit out on me?
I'm like, I don't know. It's just a nice night. I don't know what to say." And then I ended up asking her, and she said, "Yeah," right away. She was super pumped.
So why'd you pull the trigger, though?
Man.
No, why'd you pull the trigger?
Why? Because I knew she was it. That was it.
She was the one?
Yeah, she was the one I wanted forever, man. She's a great girl. She has a good head on her shoulders, and that's something that I need too, because I grew up and I learned, and I felt like
you saw what your parents went through, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch and model kind of their relationship, or did you guys kind of do your own thing?
No, I had a single mom.
Right.
So, my mom just took care of us, and she was just, wonderful. And, I look at my...
she loved you.
Yeah. And I look at my grandparents' relationship. I mean, they were married for, 50 plus years,
What?
60 years or something like that. Yeah, it's insane, dude.
My
They were like
gosh.
high school sweethearts married, So, I just look at relationships like that, and that's what I wanted, but I also wanted to be like, I wanted to be good enough for her too.
Right.
So, I just made sure any
Well,
stupid kiddie habits I had, I got rid
MC2
of.
wanted kids?
Oh yeah.
She wanted kids?
She wanted
a
kids.
family?
Yep, she wanted a family, and so did I. I was
Right.
done. I didn't want to do anything else.
Right.
I wanted to get serious, and we did.
You just wanted girls.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I'm happy with my children.
Right.
I like my girls.
It's a good thing to say.
Yeah, I love my girls.
I mean, like,
man.
too, like, that's one of the reasons that keep relationships fresh. It's the spontaneity.
Mhm.
It's the sense of humor of it all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's finding that little joy in people that keeps you coming back every morning.
Yeah.
Keeps you waking up, looking forward to saying good morning to somebody.
Yep.
And like seeing that smile or telling them to go brush their teeth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And by the way,
What?
I did ask Wesley
What?
if I could marry his sister.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah.
Why?
He was splitting wood, and I walked up. I'm like, "Hey,
What if he said no?
I was so nervous he was
Mate,
going to say no.
Like, what
I
if he
don't
said
know.
no? What if he's like, absolutely not? You're such an a-hole.
I probably would have done it anyway, but I at least asked him, it'd be nice. And I was like, "Hey,
Oh, that's nice of you, man.
hey, Wes, you mind, if I'm going to ask your sister to marry me, is that okay with you? Do you feel comfortable
Right.
with that?" And he was like, "Yeah, all right." Sure. And then he just starts splitting wood again. I was like, okay. I got that out of the way.
Do you want to see the ring? Do you want to see the sweet ass ring that I bought?
No.
No,
worries
he would
about
have been
that,
like,
man.
kick rocks, bro. Get out of
I
here.
don't want to see it. He was like, yep. All right.
Good for you.
Go ahead.
I did top 10
Okay.
things that I find in a relationship that you totally need. Say yay or nay. Communication,
Yay.
key. Honest and trust,
Yay.
building common goals and values.
I don't think I have to have the same goals as her.
Good.
I don't think so.
That's a good thing.
I can have my own goals, I mean,
What
she doesn't want a podcast.
So do you feel like, but that's the thing. So
Yeah.
like, what about the compatibility? Do you think like that's more important than the chemistry? Do you think you and MC squared being compatible is
Yeah.
better than having that electrifying chemistry?
Yeah, and compatibility for me is like I can still do my thing, and
Right.
it's not going to affect my relationship with her.
There you go. I love that.
Same with you?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be that way.
Because we're not going to do the same things. You're not going to and that's okay. I don't care. You don't have to ride in a golf cart with me and hate your life
Right.
golfing with me. That's fine.
Right.
She'd rather watch the grass grow. you
Right,
know?
exactly. So like that leads into my fifth one. Relationships require effort and commitment from, guess what? Shocker, everybody, both partners.
Yeah.
It can't just take one person.
Yeah.
One person cannot will a relationship together.
No, not at all.
And then two, like I also feel like each person needs to maintain their individuality and independence.
I agree.
I think you and MC Squared do it great.
Yeah.
I think you guys are like the model, like the perfect little. Because Mase, my God, he's in a band.
Yep.
He's a gymnast. He brings his kids to the gymnastics all the time. He wrangles them all the time. this man has many hats that he wears.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're such an individual.
And it's funny because my wife has a lot of hats too. You know? So like it's an equal share of things. You know, like I do nighttime shift where I clean up at night. I do the dishes. She does the morning shift because I'm miserable in the morning. Like
mine's totally different.
And you just flow it.
Right.
So what's yours like then?
Not that. We have roles. We all have roles. And like my wife loves making sure that we all stay in our lane when it comes to if she has something going on at work or if something is going on family-wise. We need to know our roles. We need to step up and we need to know when and where to sit down, slow down. Like that's the way we move, unfortunately. I don't like it. I never
you don't
did.
Like that way?
I don't.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times, like say, like I have goals for myself. Like I want to go golfing.
Okay.
Guess how many times I went golfing so far? None. Because of the fact, like
it's early yet. You're gonna get that 10
everybody
rounds
says
in.
that. Everybody says it's early.
Well, dude, everybody at work that like goes golfing all the time. Guess who went golfing the other day when it was 72? 0. Because guess what? You all got kids now. Now you can't go. That's it. You know.
I know. And priority shift and all that stuff. I get that.
Yeah.
And then that leads me into my number 7. It's okay to have disagreements and conflicts as long as you guys resolve them in a healthy manner. Whether that be, again, it's a big one that I've always said. You can't go to bed angry.
Okay.
Right? You have to talk it out.
You do, but I always, and it just depends on the person too. So you do have to talk it out, but at the same time, like I don't want to keep talking to you if it's not getting through right now.
Right.
Like if we're not coming to common ground, then
you think somebody needs some time to think about it. Separate
for a minute, go in another room. Actually, earlier in my relationship, I was much better at that. Like, okay, I pissed you off. I'm gonna leave you alone. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Like, I do like to solve things really quick if I can, but dude, sometimes you just can't. You just got to give it time.
Got to take that walk.
Got to wait, and you got to walk away.
Got to work out.
And sometimes, dude, you got to just say sorry because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth whatever's going on right now. My bad.
Right.
You know,
especially if you're in the wrong.
Feel? That's cool.
Especially if you're in the wrong.
Don't try to be big headed about it and just keep fighting.
Well, then my 8 is respect and empathy.
Yeah,
it's crucial, I think, for maintaining some type of healthy relationship with anybody.
Well, when you guys get into an argument, how do you respond?
It depends. It depends what we're arguing about. If it's bills or financial stuff, we sit down and we go over it. If it's he said, she said stuff, to be honest with you, I lose every time.
Okay.
I lose every time. And I'm to the point I'm 42.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm just like, it's not worth it anymore. I messed up. I made a mistake. Maybe I didn't hear you. Again, I have a focusing issue sometimes where I hear certain words and certain words I don't hear at all.
Yeah.
And I hear little trigger words or little things that get my attention. If I hear like water park, I'll focus in on that. If I hear like Etsy or I bought something on Amazon, I don't hear that.
Okay.
You know, the usual stuff. So a lot of times I'm in the wrong when it comes to, hey, did you remember that we have a parent-teacher conference next week?
Yeah.
It's like, no. What?
I didn't catch that one.
Oh my God, no. Oh, no. And of course I get all heated because that's something I have to add on my schedule. She's like, I told you about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, those are those fights I can't fix. A lot of times I do the walk away and kind of like,
give it time.
Simmer down.
Yeah.
Like the night, and then in the morning, usually we like reconcile.
Yeah, because you know what? All that stuff, it's not that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
It's really not that big of a deal.
When it comes to the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
And again, that's open-mindedness and flexibility are important and adapting to change, especially in a relationship where you have children.
Yeah.
I feel like change and an adaptation is something that's needed.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you're going to drive yourself crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I couldn't be in control 24/7.
But there's also, there's this stuff too that like when you're just working together, and we've talked about this before, when everybody's on the same page and it's just clicking.
Yep.
And it's just, and then you get those, like, I'm not even counting the small bickering arguments.
Right.
Like, oh, I washed 5 dishes, you washed 6. Oh, I did more than you.
I emptied the dishwasher first. I made the ice last.
Dude, that kind of stuff is just so minute to the grand scheme of things. It's like, like I don't, and this goes back to like hobbies and stuff too, because like she likes gardening. That's probably one of her biggest hobbies.
Yeah.
And like the garden every year, like I rototill for her. I don't want it, I don't want to garden. I don't,
Yeah.
It doesn't bother, like if we have one, if we don't have one, but she likes it. So I'm going to rototill it and I'm going to do work at it because
Right.
that's what makes her happy. So I'm going to do it, whether she plants anything in it this year or not. It's kind of tough when you have a bunch of kids to take care of a garden. But, so this year, guess what? I'm going to rototill that thing.
Rototill, baby.
And I'll make sure that dirt's great. Because if she wants to plant her vegetables and stuff, go for it, man. Yeah.
Plant them
I'm
up.
going to do it for you, honey.
Yes, honey. I'll
Yep.
get it done.
You got it, babe.
Anything outside, my wife doesn't care about, so.
Yeah. Well.
I'm not rototilling shit.
Yeah.
I'm not planting shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, you guys know where to catch us on Opinions On. It's Junior and Mase.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to Opinions On with Mase and Junior. Hit that subscribe so you don't miss out.